The economy always has and always will have its ups and downs. It's easy to coast through the good times, but how do you come out of the tough times unscathed? By preparing adequately, cutting costs, and making sure you still have some income coming in, you can emerge out of a recession just as strong as you were before it. Recessions, defined as 2 consecutive quarters of negative economic growth, can be caused by economic shocks, such as a spike in oil prices, financial panics like the one that preceded the Great Recession, or rapid changes in economic expectations, or some combination of the three. Welcome to the Global Top 9. Today, we are covering the top simple ways to survive a recession and thrive. So let's get started. Number 5. Build an emergency fund. The first step along the way is to understand what an emergency fund actually is. An emergency fund is cash that you've saved up for the sole purpose of helping you maintain your normal life through the emergencies that life hands you. Most of the time, you shouldn't touch the emergency fund at all. It just sits there earning a bit of interest and waiting until you actually need it. When you lose your job, when an appliance breaks down, when your car needs a repair, or something similar. Here are some ways to build an emergency fund. Get a side hustle. None of us likes the thought of pulling extra hours when we're really tired, much less being away from our families for that much longer. There are lots of ways to do some quick work and earn bucks inside and outside your home. But even 4 weeks of an extra job can make a huge difference. Sell something. If you take a couple of hours to look around your house, you'll be amazed at how many items, exercise equipment, dusty power tools, etc., you could convert to cash. Take a look around your house and you might be surprised. Number 4. Pay yourself first method. Pay yourself first is a reverse budgeting strategy where you build your spending plan around savings goals such as retirement instead of focusing on fixed and variable expenses. This prioritizes savings but not at the expense of necessary expenses like housing, utilities, and insurance. Step 1. Assess your spending. To make this budget successful, you'll have to prepare by reviewing your typical spending by pulling up your bank and credit card statement. Step 2. Determine how much to pay yourself. Try using the 50-30-20 approach. This method allocates 20% of your monthly income to savings and debt repayment, 50% to necessities, and 30% to wants. As an example, with a $4,000 monthly income, you'd reserve no more than $800 for savings and debt repayment, $2,000 for needs, and $1,200 for wants. Play with these percentages to adjust to your lifestyle. Step 3. Identify your savings goals. Make a list of your short-term and long-term savings goals. Saving for retirement and building an emergency fund should be your first priorities, followed by other goals like travel, new appliances, or a house. Number 3. Develop new skills. 3 ways you can build skills without asking anyone for help. Read or listen to books, articles, and forums. Reading is fundamental, and whether you choose short blogs or books, it will make a difference. So instead of your daily browse of random news, make a plan to read content that will educate, inform, and introduce you to new tools, skills, and people. To start, dedicate 30 minutes a day to learning about your industry from top thought leaders. When reading books, use the appendix and notes to see where the author got his information and how he is researching and learning in his field. You can also follow industry experts on LinkedIn or Twitter to see the content they are sharing, the companies they follow, or groups they are in. Join a professional organization. Professional organizations are a great resource that too often go overlooked. Many provide training and conferences, connect professionals with mentors who can offer advice, and give you a bit of validation in your field. Take classes. Thanks to the internet, it's never been easier to go to class. One resource is Coursera, an online platform for taking classes from top universities like Stanford and Duke. Another option is to listen to class lectures online through Apple's iTunes U, and platforms like Udacity, Udemy, Skillshare, and Lynda offer short lessons on almost everything imaginable, delivered by experts. Number 2. Pay down debt. Pay more than the minimum amount. One way to expedite debt reduction involves paying more than the minimum amount on your credit cards and loans each month. This strategy works well since every penny you pay over your minimum monthly payment goes directly toward the principal of your loan. Try the debt snowball. If you're paying more than the minimum payment, you can also try the debt snowball method for debt reduction. This debt repayment method asks you to make the minimum payment on all your debts except for the smallest one, which you'll pay as much as you can toward. By snowballing payments towards your smallest debt, you'll eliminate it quickly and move on to the next smallest debt while paying minimum payments on the rest. Consolidate debt with a personal loan. If you have a lot of debt at a high interest rate, the best way to get out of debt is probably debt consolidation with a personal loan. This strategy involves applying for a personal loan with a lower fixed interest rate and paying off all your existing debts with the loan proceeds. From there, you can focus on repaying all your debt with a single personal loan that has a much lower APR. Transfer balance to a 0% APR credit card. You can also consider transferring your debts to a new credit card that extends 0% APR on balance transfers. Many cards in this category let you avoid interest for anywhere from 9 to 21 months, although some do charge a balance transfer fee up front for the privilege. Ask creditors for a lower APR. If you have credit cards with higher interest rates than you really want to pay, picking up the phone to ask for an interest rate reduction can help. It's possible your creditors will work with you in order to make your monthly payments more affordable. The worst they can say is no. We're now at the top spot on our list. Number 1. Avoid overspending. For most people, knowing how much money they have at the beginning of the month is pretty easy. What's harder is knowing exactly how much you've spent in the past month and what you've spent it on. But if you're ending the month in the red, you're overspending. Overspending and shelling out money for things you don't use is something that many people do each month. Number 1. Take inventory of all your spending. At the end of the month, review all your debt and credit card transactions and look at your bank statements to see how much money you've spent and what you've spent it on. You could also consider saving all of your receipts or using a money tracking app to simplify this process. Doing this will help you understand where your money is going, which is the first step to realizing how you are overspending. Number 2. Delete unused apps, services, and subscriptions. Apps and subscriptions are easy to sign up for. They're also easy to forget about. Look through your phone and credit card bills for any recurring subscriptions that you no longer use. Cutting unused or underused apps out of your monthly spending could save you hundreds of dollars each year. Number 3. Make sure you're not paying unnecessary fees. Banks often charge fees if you let your account drop below a certain balance or when your account is overdrawn. These charges can add up over time. Take a look at your bank statements to see if you're getting charged fees without knowing it. That rounds up our list of the top simple ways to survive a recession. Share your comments below. Please subscribe to our channel and smash the like button. We'll see you on the next video.